Hey guys, welcome to the Danny Shade Show. Got a special guest today. We got Bethany Beebe. She is the owner of 7th Street Spa here in Perry, Oklahoma. This is going to be a little different format than you're used to. It's not really a question and answer, and there's not really a public service announcement. Me and her are friends. We're both entrepreneurs. We both have big personalities, and I said, what the hell, hop in the chair and let's see what happens. So here we go.
Here we go. I'm in the hot seat. Yeah.
Hey, I'm glad you came.
Thank you. When I saw you, I love podcasts. It's like one of my favorite things. My dad would take a trip. He's a businessman and would take a trip across country. And when we were about 10 or 11, we got to go with him. It was like the big deal. Looking back, it was my mom being like, please take one of these offspring. And we would listen to Zig Ziglar and Bill Cosby, and every once in a while, R.D. Mercer,
Yeah.
He was like, don't tell your mama that, I'll let you listen to that. And those were my favorite ones, but I was the cassette tape girl. So I grew up on that, and so I love podcasts, the Sean Ryan Show. So I ran into you at Ace, and you got these big lights, and I'm like, he's doing chickens. They're doing chickens at their new house. That's
exactly what she said. She's like, chickens?
Right. Because who would have thought that we're dealing chickens in the streets and you can get pot in the store now? But I was like, Danny's an entrepreneur. He's growing
gray market eggs.
He's growing chickens, and he's like, nope, I'm doing a podcast. I was like, oh, that's awesome. So yeah, I'm stoked for you, and thanks for having me on.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So we both live in Perry. We're both come-heres. We're not from-heres.
Right.
So why are you in Perry? What brought you here?
Well, so the year of our Lord 2017, and Tina, who owned the Elite Fitness at the time, our daughters were 6. Those girls are now 20, and they played softball together. And she said, I'm a physical therapist assistant. I specialize in human movement. So I OSHA 1 and 2 certified to come in and look at, workplace stations and things. But I did home health and I drove all over. So I was familiar with Perry. I grew up in Enid.
You're an Enid girl.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're close. Okay.
And then went to college at OSU.
Gotcha.
But
Go Pokes.
Go Pokes. Yeah. So we, or OU. We want to keep it.
Yeah, go Pokes.
Keep everybody
Pokes.
happy.
Yeah, keep everybody happy.
Yeah.
Pokes. Anyway.
Well, and I mean if you notice.
Yeah, no, it's no big deal. It doesn't even bug me.
Right, no, perfect. So we, she says, hey, the gal that is working at the relaxation station is leaving, and I've got all these people that are hurting. Would you be interested in?
Is that the one that Kimmett's, Ruby and Craig Kimmett's had?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they were a real big part in getting my start. So Janet Wilhelm, everybody knows Sweet Janet.
We love Janet.
So Janet was a client of Tina's, and she was hurting, and Tina sent her to me. And so I set up in Tina's old tanning room, just a travel bed, and Nicole and Arden Swant came, and they're gone now, but and Janet. And so Janet was like, oh, you've got to go see this other little spa and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I had just taken a contract in Ponca City that I didn't even want. I just quoted a ridiculous price, and the guy was like,
called you.
Sure.
Called you on it.
Yeah, now the caveat there is in 2019, after he owed me $12,000, but I was at the low end of the list of people that he owed money to and filed bankruptcy. That's 2019. Yeah. I mean, you've had a bad personal year when a global pandemic hits, and you're like, this isn't so bad,
Yeah.
Compared to 19, we're good.
Right on.
So, I was grateful in that because I was doing that home health, and then I would come here and work in the evenings and on the weekends. And that time my girls were 2 and 12. And we just thugged it out, man. I'm a single mom, and Kylie's dad, my ex-husband, was involved, but Kendrick's dad is total solo dolo, which is great. I'm not here to teach a man.
Hey, you're rocking the mic.
I'm not here to teach a man how to be a dad.
I didn't sign up to be your dad coach.
I didn't sign up to be your dad coach. Yeah, barely pulled the mom thing off. So, so I just started taking people on the weekend. Well, Janet, she calls Ruby Chemnitz, and they've been friends since they were like 14. And she goes, "If you thought Beth Bartholomew was good, Bethany Beebe is a 12. If you thought she was a 10 out of 10, Bethany's a 12 out of 10." So
that's a pretty stout recommendation, actually.
Recommendation.
Yeah,
and I had no idea who anyone was. I'm not like where I'm coming.
Because Ruby and Janet are plugged in.
They're plugged in.
They're like,
if they endorse you and you're good to those ladies.
Well, it's because they're good people.
They're great people.
Like their recommendation matters in Perry because they help everybody.
Absolutely, they do. Absolutely.
So that's stout.
Yeah, and both of them, come to find out, had been single moms at some point, and they had just poured into my soul. That was so heartbroken at that time. I mean, I was 31, struggling, had been filed bankruptcy, my car got repossessed. I mean, it was rough. And so I was so grateful. Brad Finley, Brad. Jury's out.
I can't even hear your name, Brad, without laughing.
I know, but I had taken care of his mom in home health and had really, he was kind, and my car broke down. And he goes, "Borrow my mom's truck until you can get on your feet." And,
that's
and get enough cash to. So there were just so many people that loved me in a time that my heart was so hurt. But I was also willing to work. So my dad gave me the work ethic without the trust fund. So I didn't get the trust fund. I just got the work ethic. But
hey, sometimes that's better.
That'll work. I keep telling him how to spend it, Dad. You've worked hard for it. So anyway, but I'm a Christian. You're a Christian. We talked about that in there. And I had a client, and he said, "I want you to listen to this sermon by."
I'm a work in progress, by the way.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm no super Christian like some people profess to be. I'm what you call a work in progress.
I love Jesus, but I cuss a little.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's it. Sometimes people will go, "Is that something Jesus would do?" And I'm like, "I'm not Jesus." No. I'm doing my best.
Truly, just doing my best. Okay, I'm being like Jesus when I drink water and then wine. Okay?
There you go.
Trying to keep it balanced.
You did it.
We've done it. But and Jesus was like a cool cat. I think if Jesus were walking around now, I think there are many people who would look past him.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and hate him probably.
Yeah.
Call him a witch or a heretic.
Haters.
Pharisees. All of us were Pharisees. Yeah. But this sermon by Sean Bowles, and a client gave it to me. He said, "I want you to listen to this." I put it on, and I sobbed the entire way home. And he was talking about that even though we've been called to something, oftentimes in our disappointment, because we haven't partnered our faith with God, but we've subscribed to disappointment, we miss our blessing. And God's such a good dad to bring us back and say, "You've got one more time, but if you don't partner your faith with me, I can't give it to you."
Man, talk about a message right on time.
Oh, on time. And so I've listened to that anytime I'm a little down. I'm like, okay, because the spiritual realm is a legal realm, right? And so when things come against us, I've started bringing it to the court of the Lord. Hey, you see this happening? I don't agree with this. This is not, God doesn't want his children. If you're driving an Escalade, right, brand new Escalade, and you break down, they send an escort car to pick that up off the side of the road because they don't want their product broke down on the side of the road. Unless it's 2005. Mm-hmm. But God doesn't want his people broke down on the side of the road either. Right? He always sends someone. He sent me all the people in Perry who just loved on me. They were consistent. They loved on my kids. And so I kind of started from 19, bouncing back on my feet. And I just was like, God, if I'm going to work this hard for somebody else, I'm going to bet on me. I'm going to bet on me. And so if you'll remember, so this is in August of 19. So I'm just now really cranking. I'm working on Julie Milligan and Justin Boone walks in and is like, they're canceling OYE in the basketball tournament. And I'm like, for what? You know, I just had my head down grinding. And they're like, well, COVID's spreading. You know, there was a Thunder game last night. And I was like, oh, well, that's going to go away. That was wrong. Been wrong once, at least. And
Yeah,
I
you're not picking my lottery numbers for me.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. So, Ruby and Craig were, and I was in the military for a little bit. I was a reservist, and I kind of was just of the mentality at the time. I wasn't afraid. My daughters and I were healthy. In that time, you know, I mean, people went a little, things got strange. People did. And I was like, let's be the voice of reason. I think there's multiple things going on here. One, maybe it's something that was created to cause an uproar. That may be true. But there's also real people dying. And there are my friends in the healthcare field exposed and working like crazy. And maybe we shouldn't panic, right? Like all of those on a Venn diagram cross over somewhere. And that's where I fell in the middle. Like all of that is true. So I was like, unless somebody with a high rank on their badge and an M16 comes to my door like, hey, little mama, you gotta go, I'm gonna be here for my people. And we'll wear masks and we'll glove and we'll do extra, but we're just gonna take care of people because they're gonna need it. And so I was here up until about June, and things had shifted for Craig and Ruby, and so they both came to me and they were like, we need to talk to you. And and it's interesting, at that time I had been kind of having a stirring in me that like maybe it was time to grow, you know? But I wasn't ready. At this point I was getting comfortable, right? I was making good money.
And here come the nudge. Right on time.
You know, when a mama bird is ready for their babies to fly, they take the fluff out of the nest. It's not easy to land anymore, you know, until then they're like, yeet.
Peace.
Peace out. So, anyway, they said, you know, we're gonna shift some things around, and Ruby had a list, and she had tears in her eyes. She was like, Bethany, I love you so much, and Perry needs you, we don't want to lose you. And she had looked at like where Boyega's is now and several other places, and I mean, my heart was sad, but I knew there would be more. And so, now, and looking back, that was such a God moment because that happened, my business shut down legally, and I was able to get some of the EIDL and stuff. And so I got that first round. I was able to get a grant, got it forgiven. So it's amazing how when you're making a living wage and not working 80 hours a week, life kind of calms down a little bit. I mean, I had a first grader that was trying to learn to read and a sophomore who was trying to learn geometry. She would come to me and be like, what do I do? I said, I don't know, Google it. I don't care to cheat.
For real.
I mean, put it into it. I wasn't good at geometry in class.
Dude, if my kids come at me with anything more than long division, I'm out. I'm like, hold on, let me go work harder so I can hire a tutor.
Right. You know what? I have more money than time at this
That's
point.
it. Dude.
Yeah. And I can get somebody way smarter than me. I'm going to lead you in the wrong
Yeah,
direction.
you don't want me help. I'm not the guy that comes in clutch on a math quiz.
No. Yeah, I mean, my dad always wanted me to be a pharmacist. It was just those chemistry classes that were such a problem. Those dang science and math classes. But, so God kind of sat me down. I was grateful in that season to slow down a little bit because I had been grinding it out. I mean, and truly, and that was, so that's been 10 years, almost 8 years ago. So I always think of Julie Milligan, her little one at that time was 3. Because her mom, Nancy, I helped her put the car seat in. Because, you know, I'd rather read a jean jacket than put another car seat in a vehicle. They're the worst. So when you see me in my shredded up jean jacket running around town, you'll know what happened. But, and Kendrick was 2 and she's 11 now. So
jeez,
it's been 9 years.
Time flies.
Yeah, almost a decade.
Because I remember coming and seeing you when you were at the relaxation station.
Yeah, I was at the relaxation station, and then I was at Empower Fitness in Stillwater, worked there, and then at the chiropractic office because the chiropractic board kept everyone open. And at that point, I had left home health completely. And then so I worked there for a year, and then so it's March of 21, and I get a call, and it's Janet Wilhelm, and she goes, Bethany, I have not had a good massage in 3 years. And I go, well, I can come and work on you, Janet. And she goes, well, a building's coming open, and I think you need it.
And by I think you need it, you will be over
here. It's going to happen,
here.
because that's what I want to happen. And I was like, oh, okay. And I mean, I was excited. I'm like, yeah, I want to look at it. Well, I walk in, and the thing is massive. It was where Rising Tides was. And she was leaving to go, and I'm like, well, I can make this work. I'm thinking. And I call Aspen Ward, because she's been my ride or die. Now, Aspen, she and I became fast friends when she was, I'm her Google friend. She had got bit by the tick and got alpha-gal and was allergic to red meat and had all this inflammation in her body. And I was at relaxation station, and she just was hurting so bad one day. She was like, ask Google, are there any therapists in Perry? And my Facebook page popped up, and she went on and got a hold of me and came in, and she got her first massage. She was like, I feel so much better. The next one, I was like, oh, I have some wine. Do you want some? She was like, oh, heck yeah. And so I had we had little kids cups with bendy straws. And so I'd be like, do you need a drink? And she'd like turn her head and like bendy straw wine and massage. And she was like, yep, she's my person now. So she's hilarious. She cracks me up. And so I call her, and we look at it, and I was like, I gotta call my dad. She was like, me too. And I go, can we do this? And she was like, we can do this. But at one point, we had even talked about her turning her house into like a little boutique spa in the home. But it was going to be like $25,000 to get it up to commercial grade. And I was like, babe, your house is only worth about it's not a good ROI.
Yeah. Oh,
and she was like, yeah, definitely not. So, called my mom and dad. They came up.
Well, not only that, you need to be.
We needed
in the middle.
In the
bustling, moving around.
Yeah,
people,
for sure. And so.
And you got the spot.
Oh, and so here's the cool part. During that time, I had been dating a guy, and it had just it was not good. And God, it was one of those things. So Janet calls. God's been saying, this has to end. And finally he says, I have something for you, but if you don't let it go, you can have one or the other, but you can't have both. And so that was the end of that. And with him, and the next week, Janet called, and the week after that, I got approved for the second wave of the EIDL, which is what led us to be able to
got you in the door.
To put the equipment in.
Yeah.
And at Malzahn Properties, Ed was such a visionary, and he loved Perry and loved downtown, and so I wasn't aware at the time, but we met with Rick Johnson and went over plans and kind of what we thought would work and designed it, and it's bigger than I walk in there some days and I'm like, this was a God dream. This wasn't even my dream. This was just, I was going to be me and Aspen just kind of kicking it. In fact, I told my mom is very pragmatic, and I said, Mom, what if I'm not busy? She was like, well, first of all, you're already busy. But I was like, what if I can't make my bills? She goes, well, then live there. Like, you're already...
Don't quit.
Don't quit. Yeah. And I was like, oh, well, okay, that's fine.
Hey, that's the entrepreneur deal, man.
Yeah.
Don't quit.
Don't quit.
Don't quit.
Yeah,
just keep going. You never know how close you are. You know what I mean?
Never know what the next one's going to be. So
if you're out there and you're thinking of starting a business or being an entrepreneur, you just take it from two people, because I put myself in that category. I get up and grind every day.
Yeah.
Don't stop.
Yep.
Just keep going. Even the people that are in your ear trying to tell you, the old mealy mouth people that are never going to do anything, just keep going, because you never know how close you are to making it.
If you have a God dream, He will equip you.
That's the truth.
He equips the called. It's not the other way around. Because we wouldn't give the glory to the one who provided it if we got it in our own striving.
I'm with you.
So
God, I am not responsible for anything that I've done successful. It is all God and my wife. And then I just get to be the guy that plays it out.
Yeah. Well, I think maybe give yourself a little credit, because you wake up and you go and you love your family, and you have a why.
You know, that's why I did it.
Why.
That's why I do what I do.
Yeah.
I wanted to spend more time with my kids.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, it's like you quit an 8 to 5 so you can work 24 hours a day.
I know. But at least I can throw them in the truck with me and they have to go around.
They don't have a choice, right?
Anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get off track.
Well, one time, Kendrick, and she, if you see her, she's just the cutest little thing. And she was 3, and she's got this long curly hair. And she liked to write tickets for people and pretend that she was writing tickets. And someone had come out, and they had paid me cash before they came out. And they started to walk out, and she goes, "Hey, you need to pay."
She's out there like a little traffic cop.
It was Kevin Owen, and he goes, he goes, "Oh, I already paid. I paid your mom, honey." And she goes, "Okay, good.
I'll let it slide.
I'll let it slide." Pay the lady. Pay the lady.
Pay the lady.
So yeah, yep. So we broke ground, and now that's another funny story. So at the time, Matt Biswell was the contractor for Malzahn Properties, and so I tell the chiropractic office, like, "Hey, you know, this project is happening," and Dr. Campbell, they were just great. They're like, "We're so excited for you. We think that would be awesome." Kylie was a junior. She was like, "Please, I need to finish my senior year at Stillwater." And I said, "You know, we make decisions as a family and don't make big decisions without their consent." And so I was like, if I have to, I'll thug it out driving back and forth for the rest of Kendrick's high school career, if need be, you know. But so she, you know, she's going through her senior year. She's in wrestling. Kendrick's in cheer. I mean, my head was down just grinding it out. But you look up and you keep putting one foot in front of the other. And so we break ground. We got plans in September of 21. And I had told Empower that I was like, so October 15th is going to be my last day. And I was and that was in my head, and I hadn't talked to her, and she came to me and she goes, "We're going to be closing on October 15th. So, you know, Gideon asked for 2 fleeces, right? And he was kind of a doubter. And I was too. I was like, God, this is big. I'm driving home one night, and I was like, all right, here's my 3 fleeces, God. This is what I need. I want 7thstreetspa.com, not .org, not .vin, I want 7thstreetspa.com. I want 7th Street Spa LLC, not anything else, to be available, because we're on 7th Street in Perry. And 7 is the number of completion and my lucky number. So 7 was very, very important to me, Danny. And then it was, I know, it's so funny.
That's awesome.
So God didn't just give me 2, He gave me 5.
There you go.
And He was like, "Listen, honey, this is happening."
He said, "Now shut up.
Now shut up.
Just do it already."
Do it. What are you just pussyfooting around for?
That's it.
You know? Might have to believe that. But
Oh no, we don't believe here.
We don't believe here.
No.
Good. So yeah, we break ground in December of 21, and we opened in July of 22. It's been awesome.
That's awesome.
Yep, the community was.
Hey, I love it.
Oh, it's beautiful in there. Community was so excited. In the process, Connie Smith came in as our spray tan. She's amazing. We've had a couple of different hairdressers, but Melissa Sherman's there right now. They bought your building. She's going to be moving over to.
Yeah.
And she came with a full book, and super excited for her. But we've got some big things we're trying to grow. Samantha does nails, and then Aspen does, now she does full body waxing. So you can get your whole back waxed, Danny.
Well, you are in no danger of seeing me in there for that. I do not have the tolerance for pain that would require. Oh my God. And why would you say back wax? Do I just look like I have a hairy back?
Maybe, I don't know.
Well, you do know. You do know. That's why you said that. Well, she gives me my massages.
But
it's not that hairy.
No, you're
good. Shut up.
Well, I didn't want to offer a manzillion in front of your wife.
Well, yeah. I'm good, man. I'm good. Okay. Moving on.
Back on track. So she's gone to school for that, and then we're working on getting a medical director, so we'll be able to do lasers, find someone who can do permanent makeup, Botox. The projections for the spa and wellness industry is like growing by $1.8 trillion. So it's if I could do plastic surgery, I would, but they keep telling me no. Not qualified.
What?
I mean,
darn it.
Darn it.
All those YouTube videos for
know.
nothing.
I went to several YouTube universities. But so we're working on that. But yeah, it's been we bought a house last May, so we've lived here for almost a year now.
In Perry.
In Perry, yes.
Which is good.
Good. And Kendrick,
I left you hanging.
You did.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I shut it down, so hopefully
that's all good.
And Kendrick, so I pulled her over to school here in 3rd grade. So she's in 5th now. So what was it, 4th grade?
Perry's got such good schools.
They do, and we went to
their elementary and their junior high and just
yeah.
everything. That's what brought us to Perry.
Really?
Yeah, we got 3 kids. We lived in Guthrie. I was raised in Guthrie.
Mm-hmm.
I went all the years. We moved to Guthrie. We lived in Ponca at the time. We moved to Guthrie, and we got our kids in there, and we had some issues.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not talking bad about people in Guthrie, but people like to label people.
Sure. Yeah.
And so I kind of fought that because I'm not a big fan of a lot of that. And so we came to Perry, and visited the schools on a recommendation, and just loved it. And I'm gonna tell you, the school system here and the teachers. I mean, I'm friends with a lot of the teachers here. And that's another thing, the small community setting, because they're not just the teacher and then you only see them once a day. You see them at Thorns, you see them at Homeland, you see them wherever. And the schools are huge. I mean, they're so loving, and they love on your kids, and they do their best.
They know your kid, and
they
you know that you're,
and they know what they need,
yes,
and they meet the need.
Yes, they do. So we went to Skyline, and school was good, but again, COVID changed a lot of things. But Kendrick really struggled there was some bullying going on that was really rough, really, really bad. And so
I hate bullies.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it was to the point I kind of went into the school office and was like, y'all are gonna deal with this, or here's my bail money, and you're gonna watch something happen in the middle of the street, because I don't care about my kids, because I would burn it down for them. And so
I get it.
They were like, yep, we understand, So just last night we were driving into town, and she was like, Mom, I'm so glad we live here. I'm so glad we live here. I love my friends in my neighborhood. I love my school. I love the town. They had the 5th grade field trip recently, and they were going to Jinx, and I couldn't miss work. And she was like, you're not coming with me. I'm like, promise you'll be fine. Promise. And so I
well, you're going to Jinx. There's not really much to worry about in Jinx.
Oh, well, and yeah. Aquariums and zoos make me sad, man. Don't they? Do they make you sad? No.
Aquariums and zoos?
Yeah, like the animals.
Like because of the captivity.
Animals.
Grow up. Jeez Louise.
It doesn't make you sad, Danny?
They probably have the best life in the world. That's like my wife's weenie dogs, man. If my wife's weenie dogs were on the streets, like
Like-
living on the
like your
streets, like
ancestors
yeah,
did.
like hunting badgers and living under a bridge and rolling over for dollars or whatever it is. I'm telling you, these dogs. Hey, okay, I'm not trying to put my wife out there. I love you, honey, but I'm just gonna tell you right now, we have a dog named Gracie, and it's a weenie dog. We have 3 weenie dogs.
Mm.
Do they wear a diaper? They'll wear a diaper to sleep in bed.
Well, I
She's a
mean,
monster too.
that's
She
really
will
nice
bite
of
your
your wife
face
to
if
not like
she'll kill on command. Like if my wife says get him, she will
get you.
underdog, bro. Like the cape and everything off the couch and come at my face.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, and I allow her to live there rent free. And she
Listen,
has no
listen.
respect.
Right. I don't know if reincarnation is real or not for me to say, but if it is, I want to be good enough in this life to come back as a medium-sized dog to an upper middle class working family. Because I don't want to be like 5 pounds and they can just pack me around I want them to have to
Like
leave
a
and go to
trophy.
work so I have alone time. But like also know that I'm going to get all the food and like the vet care that I need. You know what I'm saying? I've thought about it.
Obviously, medical care is important to you.
Yeah, it's important.
Okay, we're getting off
Yeah,
the rails.
but-
I'm sorry, but yeah,
Yeah, that I want to do enough good in this world that if that were the
a
case,
medium-sized dog.
about 40 pounds. Yeah.
That's a big ass dog.
That's still medium. It's
It's schmedium.
medium. So, but
Big enough that they can't dress you up.
right, maybe a hat occasionally or like a bandana.
I was kidding. That's funny.
But so yeah, we're just living the dream, man. And it's a season of learning again. Like life is all about learning and trying to grow, like as a entrepreneur and a businesswoman, and learn.
What you're doing, you're killing it.
Yeah, I have a heart for community. Eventually, I would like to. I actually had a dream, like asking God. I'm like, what else? What's next? I'm like, okay, I think we need to do a dad squad, right? Of like retirees and maybe some young boys that need like some training and things. And the churches all get together and have a volunteer list. And then you got older women or women like myself that like, I don't know, the other day my AC unit didn't turn on and I'm freaking out, but I don't want to call and pay $100 to have him like take a stick and spin it. So I called my neighbor, and that's what he did.
Very technical.
I mean, really, it was a speed stick, and it just started it right back up.
And they had $100.
No, it was my neighbor, so I didn't have to. But something like that had some resources available, or an oil change, or a tire change, because there was a time in my life where it was like, we can either pay the gas bill or we can get another $9 tire patched. And
Patch all the way down, all the way.
all the way to the wires.
That's right. That's right.
You've been there.
Yeah, if they're not sparking, they're not really that thin.
Gotta be careful. Gotta be careful in a drought. You can't drive, right? Like we're in a fire watch. Don't take the hoopty, So
Okay, so dad squad.
yeah, something like that. But I just have a heart for single moms and dads, but I'm not a man, so I don't know. But yeah, really.
Hey, dads are important.
Oh, absolutely, dads are important.
important.
And I think I like that there's a shift to not just handing kids to women, but like there are lots of dads that are qualified to raise their children and should be able to. But to just create a community where you have availability of resources, because sometimes that's all someone needs. Sometimes you don't necessarily need someone to pay for it to be done, but you just need a drill.
Yeah,
And you don't have one.
absolutely.
So, yeah, something like
It
that.
would be cool
It would be cool.
to have an easy button and just be like, hey,
Yeah, like
let me borrow
put
your
it
drill.
in an app, and there's a library of tools, and you say, okay, Bethany's checking out the Craftsman 3000.
The 3000.
Yeah.
That's a technical
And
one.
the owner of it can say, hey, do you need some help? Do you know how to run it? Can I help you? I think that'd be really cool.
Well, you should get it together.
I'm working on it. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
I'll
Just throw it out there.
I'll GYST tomorrow.
That's
baby.
it. No big deal.
Just tomorrow.
Well, I'll tell you what, we got enough churches
We
in
do,
this town.
and I think
This
that
is definitely a faith-based
It
and
is,
faith-driven town and community, so that shouldn't be a hard deal to get off the ground.
I think it would be really cool. And I think the other thing that's interesting, especially as I get older, is that like creating layers of friend groups that are different ages.
Oh yeah, for
You
sure.
know, because when you're 20 and you've got little kids, you need a 40-year-old who's going like, it gets better, mama, it gets better. Or men, like, hey, I know you're struggling right now. I know you chose to leave college and go work in a packing plant, and that was not a good idea. But we can do it. Get back on your feet.
Some of my best friends are older than I am.
Oh yeah, I had the best conversation with a guy today that's in his 70s, just telling me a story.
You know Russell Brand?
The actor?
No.
Yes, the fire guy.
The fire guy.
Yeah, not the
He's
curly.
not the fire guy anymore.
Right, not the curly head.
No, not
British
the little.
guy.
Yeah, not the British guy.
Yeah.
But his dad
Mm-hmm.
is probably one of my favorite people.
Really?
Oh my God, Herb Brand, I love him, dude.
I've
Like
been-
every time I
I know
see him at
Russell.
church, he lit. Well, and Russell too.
Yeah.
Every time I see Russell, man, it's like, get in here, you know what I mean? But his dad, every time I see him, it always makes my day better.
Yes.
He's just super cool.
Yeah, and Perry has a lot of those people where you see him and you just like, man, that makes my day, And my sister had come and spent some time with me this summer, and we were at Summerfest. She goes, no wonder you love it here. Like, you're like a celebrity. You know everybody. We haven't gone anywhere that somebody didn't say something. I was like, it's just a small town. And one night, I was coming in. I still have some clients in Oklahoma City, and so I got in, and it was late. It was dark. It's like 9:15, and I was at 6th and Fern. I needed gas, and I saw James Battles had just finished up getting gas, and I saw him and waved and went inside, did my thing, came back out, and he was still there, and he was just making sure as soon as I got in my car and closed my door, making sure that I was safe.
He's a cool guy.
Yeah, but just things like that, that you're looking out and that, people are watching out for you. So, for people who are coming in, I know a lot of people were like, I had heard at one point that like Perry wasn't very open to people who were not from here.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Yeah.
It's a little cliquish, but every small town is.
Oh,
And-
every big town is.
And luckily, sometimes there's people like me and you that have a personality where we just don't even care.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm not asking you to be my
Right.
friend. Let me tell you.
Right,
So
yeah.
we're friends now.
Right, where every introverted person has an extroverted person who just said, now you're my friend.
That's
And
exactly
now
right.
Now you have to hang out with me.
Yeah.
Well, that and it was really important to me to get plugged into the community. It was really important to me, like, my child is here. I'm not here just asking you to come into my business, but like, I'm reinvesting. Like, I do as much as I can, like with the sports and a lot of times we don't have cash, but I can give you a gift card. Like, I can exchange time. You can auction it off, or we try to be really involved in those things. And it's hard as a small business owner. Like, those things add up, but it is worth it.
You beat the curve a little bit with Ruby and Janet.
I did.
Because I'm gonna tell you, there's no quicker way to get plugged in than them two.
Oh man, and yeah, that worked.
Whether you want to or not,
Right,
like
yeah.
hang on, because
Yeah,
here we go.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, and so, yeah, Janet, her gift is matching people. Like some people just have that gift to go, oh my gosh, this person and this person, and you need, and I think that would work, and getting them together. And she's very intentional about doing it. Like, oh no, you have to meet Connie Smith. And I was like, okay, all right, yeah, give me her number. She goes, no, you need to meet her. And then she was at a meeting. She brought her to a meeting. But I think the other part of that is like, Laura Vollmer came with Main Street to me, and I had some ideas, and she goes, yeah, sounds like you need to be on our planning committee. And that's been wonderful. I met so many, great people, and our meetings are chaos because we'll get off topic and just start laughing. But the events that we have, they do such a great job, and then I got asked and happily to like the planning commission and a few different things like that. So if you're coming into a town, don't come in with the attitude of like, well, this community should serve me, but like to be a servant. And if we all love each other and just do our best to serve each other, then the world will be a much better place.
My motto is leave people better than you find them.
Yeah.
If you leave a person better than you found them, you're doing okay.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
So what do you think of the podcast? Well, I
I
guess
love
it's
it.
a podcast.
I've watched every episode. It's
Have
wonderful.
you?
And you're
The
fact that you can get it up so quickly, I'm impressed.
My first podcast or my first deal was Matt McGuire.
Right.
And I'm still learning, okay? He was so mad. I mean, I shouldn't say he was mad because he wasn't mad, but because we're friends.
Right. Yeah.
But I left that part on there at the end when I was getting up where he's like, I want to see it. I want to make sure I don't look like Howdy Doody. Dude, that was the funniest part of the whole podcast. Like, I was just, I was going to change it, but then I was thinking, I was like, man, how can I change that?
No, I mean, that's a viral clip. No
Dude,
matter
that was the funniest thing.
Yes.
I love him, man.
You was cracking me up. One, when you were talking about his cowboy hat on the billboard, I was in tears.
That was the biggest cowboy hat I'd seen in a long time.
And Matt, he carries himself with such stature that in your brain, you're like, he's a big man. And he's a stout fella, but he's not huge by any stretch of the imagination. And so he's got that hat. So you were cracking me up when you said that, because I was like, that is a big cowboy hat. But
Dude,
he's a great guy. But Kendrick and Maggie are friends, and when you were talking about the carriage ride, Maggie, they actually came up to Enid and did our family's carriage rides at Christmas. And my parents have some neighbors that are like city folk, and they saw it. It was like they had their cameras out, like, what is happening? Like,
those are huge dogs.
what are these camels doing?
Look at that little girl's riding a dog. Hey, I'll tell you. So, Maggie, if you're watching, I love Maggie.
Me too. Maggie's a go-getter.
Now, there's only one thing though with Maggie. There's only two ways that she'll greet me.
Okay.
She'll either run up and give me a hug, or she'll kick me as hard as she can in the shin. So I really got to pick. I almost gauge her day before I interact with her. Like if I see her out and about, I'm like, does she look happy?
Listen,
like
11-year-old girls are possibly the scariest people on the face of the planet.
Hey.
I would say 11-year-old.
And she's strong.
Oh, yeah. She's not playing around.
No. And they wear boots.
Are your shins out there?
And they wear boots.
You need to just tell her boots.
Bro, let me tell you, you think I'm joking? I'm 100% dead serious. If she looks like she's in a bad mood, I'm holding off on being like,
hey, baby.
Nah.
Like,
I'll be like, don't even
yeah,
talk to me.
Yeah. Preteen girls very, 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 very Sour Patch Kid. Very, very expected.
So next week, Wednesday, I got my preacher coming on.
Ooh.
Steve Smith. Yeah.
From
the First Church of the Nazarene.
First Church of the Nazarene.
First Church of the Nazarene, 9th and Jackson.
Okay.
Open on Sundays.
So what's the schedule? Is there Sunday school? Are there donuts? And then...
Look, if you're just coming for the donuts.
I mean...
Because I don't need anybody else thinning out the donuts. It's already thin when I get there. Everybody just calm down on the donuts. I'm not even...
Bring your own donuts.
Yes. If you're not going to show up with something, it's like a potluck. You're supposed to show up with something. God, everybody's worried about my
speaking
donuts.
of showing up with something, I brought you and your bride something. I think you definitely should put this one in your truck. This is the one for you.
What is it?
So I'll hold it up here.
Oh my God.
Don't you guys think
you want me to put that up in my
Danny
truck?
should put this in his truck? You guys, But it does smell divine. It's leather.
That's what I was looking for.
It's
divine.
leather and twine. Smell it though. It smells so good. And then as it like warms up, it.
You want me to put this in my truck?
Sure do. You'll never not know it's your
Bro. Oh, man, it does smell kind of. I mean,
it does smell.
It
really
does
good.
smell kind of good.
Yeah.
Or I almost said gay.
Well, Matt,
It doesn't smell gay. It looks gay, but it doesn't smell gay.
Matt, he's not editing that out either.
No, I don't. Hey, no edits, man.
That's Matt's
No
instant
edits.
karma.
You sit in these chairs, man, and whatever happens, happens. People want to see the real deal. That does smell good. I mean, it looks like freaking John Travolta's jacket. But
it smells really good.
dude, it smells good.
Do you like that one or do you like this one? This one is different. This one's just leather.
That one looks like it.
From a distance, it might look a little questionable.
It looks.
If it gets a little melty. But
I don't know. I think I'll stick with this one.
do you want to smell this one, Christy?
That one looks like it's.
That's a good smell for you.
That one looks like it's been beat up.
Well,
Like
I mean, they're wax melty. It probably just.
His little eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would creep me out. I wouldn't get in my truck in the dark if that thing was coming.
Put some googly eyes on it.
Now this one,
This one?
if one of these cops around here pull me over, I'm gonna flip it around and blind them. Well, I'm gonna hang that right here,
Okay.
and I'm gonna I'll put that in my truck
Look, it matches your Longhorn on your whiskey.
and such.
Yes. So
You know what? That whiskey's terrible.
That one?
I'm not a big drinker.
No, you're not.
I am not.
You've supported Savaldi and his
Yeah.
and Phil and when he had his tasting and all that.
I'll have a drink.
You-
I'll have a drink.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Of
I'm
course
cool.
you are, but-
I'll have an old fashioned.
Yeah.
But I'm not a big drinker.
Yeah.
And when I drank that, it was gross.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah.
okay.
I'm not gonna bash it on, because I don't want all 30 people that watch this to just, have an uprising.
You can't handle 30 people.
Yeah, I mean,
You can't handle the truth.
hey, I got 31 subscribers. Do you subscribe?
I do. I subscribe, I like, and I share.
You're so awesome.
I know. I'm excited for you. This is so cool.
So I'm gonna have Pastor Steve, is what we call him.
Yeah.
He's gonna be on next Wednesday, and he told me he's gonna be fun. He's not coming like
With a message.
yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there'll be a message, but he's gonna laugh.
He knows. I'll
Yeah.
punch him right in the mouth.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not scared of him.
Hey,
He knows.
how big a boy are you?
That's it. Huge.
You're
But I wouldn't hit him too hard because his wife's an attorney.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Just maybe a little like
Just a
in
gouge.
between the ribs. Just little.
Oh, and everybody out there in TV land, I hope you like the fact I got the message. The crotch shot.
Oh.
I had to raise the camera up because everybody was tired of seeing my business. So you're welcome.
Wow.
Anyway, you have anything else you would like to talk about or share? Because that is exactly why we're here.
No, not really. We're gonna have an event in April. We did it last year, and part of my journey too has been mental health, and that's something that I really work hard on and really struggled with. And so part of my, as I've gotten older, and is learning about burnout. Like what I do as a healer is really important work, and sometimes that can just it can be draining just physically to me. And so this last season was just kind of hard. My little girl is in Vermont, and my other little girl is growing up, and so
She's in Vermont.
yeah, Kylie is. She plays rugby, D1 rugby for Norwich Military Academy while she's working on her law degree to get into JAG Corps.
What?
Yeah, my oldest, yeah. Went to
That's
college.
a lot of you one-upped yourself 6 times.
That's a cool story.
That is a cool
yeah,
story.
Yeah, so
We'll have to have you back on.
yeah, we'll have to talk about the girls. But so anyway, several people have been disappointed because we've said, oh, we're going to do this event, and then I'm just like, when I do an event, I want to have a good time. I want everyone to have a good time. I want it to be right. And I just didn't have the capacity. But I took that to the Holy Spirit too. I was like, do you see this? Do you see, like, give me supernatural energy? And it just was like, okay, that's what you're asking for. Thank you for bringing it to the court. And so we're ready. Spring has sprung and we are excited and back in action. And so we're going to do a sips and cigars. So it'll either be like a tasting of 4 whiskeys. We'll have old fashions. Whiskey Will is going to come.
Whiskey Will.
Whiskey Will. He is a whiskey nerd, and it's really cool. My dad got me into bourbons, and that was kind of like our thing when I got a little bit older. Is he my dad doesn't really drink, but he likes a good sip on something once in a while. And in the summertime, he's like, "You ready for an AB, an adult beverage?" I'm like,
nice. Got a little code going.
Yeah, a little AB. And then he says you have to take a drink. And then go, that's a good pour. That's our thing.
Is that the official deal?
That's the official deal, yeah. So we're going to do that on April 18th. So that's the Friday before Easter. So we're hoping that, people are still around and can come and do that from 6 to 8 at the spa. Noble County Meats, Hunter and Felicia, great entrepreneurs. You should totally have them on. Hunter's hilarious. And, the other day I was thinking, we are so blessed to have the amenities in Perry that we do, because there's so, like, Crescent doesn't have a on-demand meat market that the chicken is amazing, or they have
and they make stuff too that's awesome.
So
they did meatballs one time, and I mean, look, I know everybody has a firm understanding that I have a little bit of a weight problem. I got the meat sweats, dude.
No.
Bro,
Wow.
They were delicious.
That's impressive.
I was all in.
Yeah.
My wife she's so like embarrassed of me right now.
No.
But I don't care.
Dude,
I look like a black creature. Like I was dabbing, like I had a rag and like wiping my head.
Not because it was spicy.
No, I was so, dude.
That's impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah, you really were.
I just had to throw that out there.
Yeah.
Not saying anything bad about it. I mean, it was so good. I ate so many.
You couldn't stop.
I couldn't put them
down. It was
down.
like a Pringle. She popped it.
It was like a meat Pringle. Okay, so anyway, I keep interrupting.
That's okay. So they're gonna we're gonna have like pulled pork and some heavy hors d'oeuvres, and then I think Bell's Gathering Boards will do a spread, and then we set up. Last year we set up couches and lights behind Phil's building, and where we can go and do the cigars and stuff. And we had from the cigar box in Stillwater come over and tell us. I did not know cigars were not a habit that I thought I would ever want to have. But I had this wedding cake cigar. Oh my gosh, I may never need a piece of cake again if I could have a cigar. But then the next morning you wake up and feel like a buffalo ran through your mouth, so
Ugh. Ugh.
I know. Doesn't matter how many.
What a terrible.
Yeah, it's not a good selling point, but in the process is a great time.
Oh my God.
But you're kind of happy and like a dust storm.
Look, I get it.
Oh.
Like when you said buffalo run through your mouth.
That was a visual.
I understood. I got the memo.
We're tracking.
Smelled great though at the beginning though.
Oh man, so good. So we're gonna do that again, and I'm looking forward to it. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time.
Sips and cigars.
Sips and cigars, April 18th, and 6 to 8, and we say 6 to 8, and 8 is loose because it won't be 8, it'll be 10. But we just like to have a good time.
6 till it's time to go.
Bethany says,
yeah.
Hey, Mama's tired.
Yeah.
Please leave by 9. I need the rug that says please leave by 9.
please leave by 9.
And then, as we go into summer, we'll shift our schedules a little bit. That's a great thing about working for yourself to, in the service-based industry, it is hard to balance sometimes, like people getting off of work and I need to be at home with my family. And so people are like, sometimes you're hard to get a hold of. I'm like, you probably don't want a therapist that you can just walk in and see.
That's right.
So there's a reason.
Busy.
There's a reason, yeah. So, you know, I just sit here with you guys. I'm proud of you. You guys have built a home and again, you know, and moved and got this gorgeous house built. And Danny, one of these days, maybe I'll do your interview because you have.
Nobody wants to hear my story.
Yes, they do. But you have a wonderful testimony and a great story. And you and Christy both have been so supportive of me. So I'm just sitting.
Well, we love you and your kids. And
sitting in a season of gratitude. And that's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
So.
Well, so for those who don't know, 7th Street Spa in Perry, Oklahoma. I'll guess what street it's on. So if you can't find it, because Perry is a bustling metropolis,
right.
It's across the street from the post office.
Yeah. Or 2 doors down from the tag agency.
Yeah. Or 750 feet from the Senior Citizen Center.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. Any of those. It's not. It's a half a block from the bank.
There you go.
Yeah. So first.
So if you need to mail a letter, just turn around.
Right.
You're there.
You're there. You look right at it.
But you go in there, you get your hair cut, you can get your business ripped off. You can
respectfully.
Pray hands. You can get a massage, which is what I do, because my poor wife, she just don't have it in her, man. The hands, she just can't. Bethany will twist you. I mean, it's awesome.
That's not really great advertising.
It's great. You're screaming.
My specialty is deep tissue, because my dad made me whole hay when I was like 10, freakishly strong. But we tailor everything to.
Now, how was mine not good advertising, and you're gonna?
Because you're telling I'm good people I'm gonna hurt, but I'm not gonna hurt you.
In a good way.
We're gonna help you. That's what my dad said. My dad.
I'm gonna hurt you in a good way.
In a good way. You'll thank me later. You know. Yeah.
So what else do you do besides rip out people's hair, cut people's hair, and hurt people in a good way?
In a good way. So some people say, like, and I'm not a certified life coach or anything, but I've spent a lot of money in counseling, so you can come and tell me your problems. And you know, I am a vault. I pretend as if you and I are the only 2 people who ever know that. It's gotten a little dicey when I've had husband and wife, and you know, I get wife and they're arguing, and then husband comes in 3 days later and he goes, "Have you already heard this?" I said, not this version.
Not your side.
Not this version. Yeah. So I love being a safe person, not just for women, but for women to trust their husbands and their children with me. Like there's never going to be any impropriety or anything on my end.
Which is huge.
That's massive.
Because my wife's super protective over me because I'm such a catch. But I will. I'm just asking you. I'll tell you.
I'm a territorial woman too. Like it's fine until it isn't. You know.
It's fine until it's not.
Until it's not. Yeah.
So, all seriousness, I know we're joking around, but 7th Street Spa, Perry, Oklahoma. Bethany and her crew are fantastic. Massages are fantastic. I've never had my hair cut there, but they have a line. Mm-hmm. They do nails,
manicures, pedicures. Sam is amazing. She's just an artist when it comes to nails. And then Connie does spray tan. She also is just wonderful. And then we're trying to grow and expand here in the next 4 to 6 months. So add a couple rooms.
You wanna put a little info out, like live, like drop some information on the Danny Shade Show that nobody knows about, man? You not ready? Give me something.
Okay. We are working really hard towards getting a medical director, which will elevate
That'll work.
what we can do.
You heard it here first.
Yeah. So that's exciting. It's exciting. Growth is always exciting and expensive.
But it'll be worth it.
Always worth it.
It'll be worth it.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, guys, that's a wrap. This is the Danny Shade Show. I am Danny Shade, and this is Bethany Beebe. And she is the owner of 7th Street Spa here in Perry, Oklahoma, and you should go by and check it out. If you like the show, subscribe. You can be lucky number 32 or 31, whatever it is. But, or if you have a comment or you want to be on the show, email us at thedannyshadeshow@gmail.com. That's it, right? And we'll get you on here. Steve Smith is up next week, and that is going to be very interesting because he is not coming on as just the preach. He's coming on as my buddy, and it's going to be
a good human.
Yeah, just a good human.
If you're looking to get a hold of us, you can call or text. The spa number is 405-937-0066. We are by appointment only, so we don't do walk-ins, and that's just, you come in and talk to us, absolutely, but everyone's schedule is full, and so we want to give everybody their dedicated time.
Online, where can they schedule?
So you can schedule online at fresha.com/7th Street Spa. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram. We also have a website, 7thstreetspa.com, because that was one of the fleeces God gave me. It really was 7thstreetspa.com. And you can either reach out to the spa or to Aspen, Sam, myself, Melissa, and Connie individually. We all have our numbers posted so that you can get those services right away. So,
all right, well, that's it. We appreciate you watching. Stay out there, and we'll see you next time.